Hi, welcome back. This is lesson 4 and it's about compelling goals. So this is where we really get going, where we really set some goals that are in your head and you absolutely know that you're going to get them. That's going to be fab, isn't it? So just to go back over what we've done so far, at the beginning we talked about what is NLP, we talked about how your unconscious mind works and how you get results. Then we talked about, supporting yourself. So journaling, should be journaling, hopefully. Journaling in whatever way works for you. Getting your positive support people around you. So make sure you're using your A's. Then we looked at understanding yourself. So hopefully you've got a better idea of what your purpose is now, what your identity is, who you are, what your values are. You've got your top 4 values. You should have them consciously written down somewhere. You should know exactly what those are. And I say should because it really will help you if you do that. Then we've changed your limiting beliefs into empowering beliefs. We've looked at your meta programs, so how you work internally, how other people around you work, and we've looked at your skills and knowledge. And that's quite a big chunk, so congratulations. Glad you're still here. It's really exciting stuff to come. So this is lesson 4, which is about setting compelling goals. And, why is that important? I can't remember the exact year, but there was a big Harvard study done in America with business students. And they looked at whether people set goals, whether they wrote the goals down, and what was the result of them. So apparently only 3% of people wrote down their goals and actually acted on them, and they actually earned 10 times the amount of money that the people who didn't even think about goals or didn't write them down did. So really, really important. If you want to be successful, if you want to have some money so that you can do whatever you want to do with that and whatever that means to you, then it would be a really good idea to set some goals. And also because consciously we sort of know what we need to do, but our unconscious mind needs really, really clear direction. So I expect you've noticed if you're a bit wobbly about something, then you don't end up doing anything. Your unconscious mind doesn't know where you're going, what to do to get it. You don't filter for the things that actually make your business grow and yourself grow. So let's score yourself. Let's do the symptoms and score yourself. So unhealthy symptoms. I don't think about my goals, or if I do, I always tell myself I can't get them. I feel as though I'm paddling in circles and directionless, so I don't take any action, or I don't feel as though I need goals in my life. Unhealthy symptoms are I know how to set compelling goals, and I do this regularly. I have goals for my work and my home life. My actions are aligned with these goals. And I realise that my success in business is dependent on me setting goals. So score yourself on a scale of 0 to 10, where 0 is completely unhealthy symptoms and 10 is very healthy symptoms, and write that down in your workbook. And it would also be a good idea to download that workbook at this point. Have you heard of SMART goals? I expect most people have. So NLP sort of takes it a little bit further than that and actually enables you to be really, really sure that your goals are completely as you would want them, so that there's no reason at all why you can't get them. So when we take S as in the SMART, which is specific, we do that, but we also add simple. When we take the letter M in SMART, that's measurable, but it's also meaningful, sort of for the whole of you. When we take A, that's action, but it's also as if and for all areas of your life. R is realistic and also relevant. And T is timed, and we also put towards on that. There are 9 keys that you need to, if you like, tick in order to get a really compelling goal. So the 9 keys are that your goal needs to be positive. So it's what you want, it's not what you don't want. It sort of takes into account the present situation, so where you are now. We also know what the outcome looks like, what it sounds like, what it feels like, probably even what you're saying to yourself. Then we need to know the evidence for when we've actually got the goal. We need to make it desirable, so there's no point setting a goal that you don't want, is there? That other people think you should have, but you've got to want it, you've got to desire it. It's got to be self-initiated and self-maintained, so it's something that you on your own can start and something that you on your own can maintain. So if you're talking about, perhaps you're in business with someone else, set your goal for you, not the two of you, because it's got to be under your control. Does that make sense? The context needs to be clear, so who, with, when, how needs to be in the goal. The resources you need to get there need to be in the goal, and it also needs to be what I call ecological, so that is something that is okay in your model of the world, as to yourself, your surroundings, the whole universe, if you like. So if I said that I wanted to go to Australia and spend 9 months of the year over there doing NLP training, my husband's still working, it probably wouldn't be ecological in my model of the world because I want to spend time with him. On the other hand, if he said, yay, let's go, which he may well, then that would be ecological, apart from the dogs and the cats and the house. And so you see what I'm trying to say. So it'll say all about this in the workbook, and what I want you to do is I want you to write on in your workbook, it's whatever the date is a year from now. So it's I don't know, I'll just make up a date, so 10th of April 2018. It's nothing to do with the day, but if that's a year from now, that's what you'd write. So it's that date, and I am. And I want you to just write down everything that's happening, bearing in mind all those 9 keys for setting goals. So I'm going to do a goal for myself now, just to give you a bit of an example of that. So I'm making this on, I think it's the 25th of August 2017, so it's the 25th of August 2018, and I'm sitting down by the river next to the log cabin in the garden, and I'm looking at my bank balance, and my husband's sitting next to me, and I realise that I've actually achieved the amount of income that I wanted to over that past year. I can hear the river, I can see my husband, the grandchildren are running around beside me, and I'm just feeling absolutely amazing. I feel like I've achieved what I wanted to achieve, and I'm thinking and saying to myself, wow, what's next? And when I look back over the last year, I think, well, I took some really massive and consistent action, such as filming this course. And I was really clear about my values, I was really clear about my goals, and I just did it. And that's how I've got here. I'm thinking about next year now, so into 2019, and I'm thinking about, maybe having some holidays. So I quite fancied Marrakesh, so I'm going to Marrakesh next year, and I'm just working through my business plan and putting down the figures for what I want to earn next year, and thinking about all the amazing things that I'm going to be doing with it. So that's pretty positive. I've alluded to the present situation. I've got the sensory outcomes, so what I can see, hear, feel, and what I'm saying to myself. And that's going to be the evidence, looking at my bank balance and how I feel as to getting that goal. It's certainly desirable, it's certainly self-initiated and self-maintained. Context is clear. The resources that I need, I haven't mentioned, but I could say, well, I've got a great team around me and I'm just going to do more of the work that I need to do, and perhaps some other learning, gaining some new skills. And it's certainly ecological in my model of the world. So, set your goal, do yours, check that all those 9 keys are ticked, and then have a little listen to Steve. Steve's going to be setting an amazing goal as well. He's going to be working through the same process, and you can learn a lot from watching how he does it.